And hello, we are here for the first start of qualifying for one of the two rookie splits we are very, very lucky to be running here with Charge today. It's going to be me, your boy, the Flat Earth Mom, Flat Daddy, Flat Gang, here with Mr. Pikaroshu. Say hi, Mr. Pikaroshu.
Good evening, everyone.
And we are, due to overwhelming and unprecedented support, we're going to be having two rookie splits today, and of course the big bad pro split later on this evening. So we've got two 20-minute races coming up. We've got, I think, about 18 people in this this rookie split B today, so it's going to be a whole lot of good stuff going on. So hope you're ready for some action. Quali is about to start. We are just waiting for a session to end.
Let's see how the new guys will do.
Yeah, an awful lot of really, really quick drivers have joined in the last couple of weeks, but of course, since it's everyone's first week here, we're just going to have a rookie split and see who's good enough to join the top split next time round. It's all going to be good.
Yeah, this is the rite of passage in Charge. You need to be in the rookie split at least once to prove yourself.
If you can get through the race without killing anyone, then I think you'll be fine. Yeah, we've got some people who are really quick, but we haven't quite seen how they race yet. So it's not about pace; it's about how clean you can drive, whether you can go wheel to wheel with someone and not wreck them. My hotkey isn't working to set up my microphone. Hang on, pro streamer. I have to say that once a stream. There we go, I can finally use my microphone correctly.
You say that while I talk to nobody because this was on push to talk.
Oh no, I wonder why you were so quiet. Well, we have it rectified now. I'm not quite sure
no,
why...
no, it's just my definitions. I need to switch it back.
Yeah, we seem to be stuck in qualifying. So in practice we haven't started qualifying yet. I think maybe there's just a long wait time on the server. Well, we'll see if there's any problems.
Or maybe a late joiner. Oops.
That's what happens when cars get too far away from the camera. The track despawns.
We are sent into the void.
It's particular... Oh, server connection issue. Okay, let's go fix this. Back in one moment. And we are back after a little minute. Let's just get my car and fly back. I think there is a skip session vote. I'm going to hit yes on that. Yeah, just because it's our first time running 3 servers at once and having 3 splits, so a little minor technical glitch, but all should be good. Everyone's rejoining. I think what happened was after the practice ending, it wouldn't advance to qualifying, so all now should be good. We've got Fyodor, the head admin.
James, I think your mic just went out.
Oh, hang on, I'm still on push to talk. Hang on. Yeah, it's all good. I had to switch back to push to talk to go and rejoin the race chat, but it's now I've got it open here. Anyway, I was just saying everything is okay. Oh, it's never a dull moment here at Charged.
It feels so.
Yeah, it feels so strange streaming without an audience today, because we are streaming to my hard drive, which will then be uploaded to YouTube. But to give the illusion of this being a live race.
It's going to be a little bit tricky.
I'm sure once everything gets up and running, there'll be no problems at all. This Donington mod looks absolutely fantastic. I loved it getting these high up aerial shots. It looks really good.
Yeah, I wish I could see them.
Oh, am I not showing my screen again?
Yeah, every time you
What did you say?
Because I thought you would know that every time you close the Assetto Corsa window, it closes also the stream.
Bro, I don't know anything. It's okay. It's okay, we're here and everything's fine. But yeah, lovely, lovely mod of Donington Park here.
Yeah.
And with some spectacular looking BMWs with some spiffy classic BTCC inspired liveries. When we get some VAD laps in, we'll start to go on board. Oh, we are actually in qualifying now, so
yeah, exactly.
These laps got to count.
These at the beginning, I don't know how the settings were this weekend, but are they starting on 100% grip or?
Yeah, it's always ideal conditions for Weeklies, so you know, that's one less thing to worry about. Let's go and fly into hot topic of contention this week has been track limits on the chicane, of course. The chicane at Donington is very, very fast. We're about to see a whole bunch of cars thundering towards it. So the rules are this week, you can take the rumble strip, but you can't go over it. So that was a nice clean entry here. Everyone's getting a pretty good run. So as long as you have at least one wheel on the red and white rumble strip, you are fine. So this Audi-looking car has just invalidated his lap, but it's an outlap, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, you can really, really push this chicane if you want. There's an awful lot of time to be made up there, but one too many trips over that red and white rumble strip will be earning you a penalty, so watch out.
Exactly. And we actually seen some of the fastest laps being done during the week, using a little bit too much leniency.
That's definitely one way of putting it. That's a nice camera angle, I like that. We'll stay here until we have some valid laps on the board. Of course, ACTV, our broadcasting software, isn't perfect because it's a mod. We can't start looking at cars individually until they've set a valid lap, which doesn't always work, but you know.
Yeah, because some people tend to be like the bonsai lap ones, which they don't make a valid lap until the last minute of the session, and it's like a doozy.
Yeah, I'm one of those people. I'm probably a nightmare for commentators, for a variety of reasons.
Oh, there he goes. He's half a second up, and he screws it up.
Bend it, yeah. And as we see, we have a fake Primera coming through the chicane here. Let's see if he gets a nice line. Oh, it's a little bit cautious. Followed by a fake Honda and another fake Honda. And a fake Volvo and a fake Peugeot. And another fake Primera.
I love the Peugeot livery.
Yeah, I really like the Peugeot one too. I'm quite proud of that. But yeah, we do have two splits today, and because some people submitted custom liveries and some people didn't, the splits are divided by the custom livery split and the non-custom livery split, which I'm sure isn't the most efficient way of doing it, but that's the best thing we could do today. So we are currently looking at cars without custom liveries. They are all going to be our weekly spec liveries. There are some fantastic custom liveries in the A split, which you will all see soon enough, including pizzas, Kinder Buenos, Metallica, Top Gear references, corgis riding beer bottles, a whole bunch of things. Ooh, so we have some valid laps. So the first provisional poll so far is Redshift, looking real good. We can finally get a proper look at the cars. Of course, here we have the fake Honda being driven by Redshift, who's looking good. And provisional poll, we have Insane Annie in second place, Crisis Rain in third, Bozxol Goz in fourth, who's just put it backwards at the old hairpin, and Alexander now in sixth as Count Trips takes second place.
Yeah, and some nice times too.
Absolutely, of course. The difference between rookie and pro split isn't purely on lap time. It's just going to be about, you know, the pro split's going to be for drivers who have been here for more than a couple of weeks, and we know that they're, you know, you can race with them cleanly and they're not going to punt you off, and you know, so this is definitely going to be a proven ground today. I'm sure an awful lot of drivers, this will be their only race in the rookie split. A lot of these guys are going to be good enough to graduate to pro split for next week and the future.
Yeah, one of my favorites on this split is Redshift, because I've been racing him a couple of times during the week, and he's pretty clean. It gives you enough space that you can play with him, but also he will squeeze you out.
Yeah, it will be good though to get just some proper live on-track action from all these drivers, so they can be evaluated to see if they're ready to go into the pro splits for the future. Again, it's like a nice priority. We try to prioritize, you know, even though charge has grown a lot in the last couple of weeks, I think it's nice to prioritise people who've been here for a really long time and making sure they're happy and comfortable and not prioritising unsustainable growth over maintaining a solid community of what we already have. So, you know, if the new guys are serious, they can wait for a week, you know, running in the rookie split before they get to race with the big guys. As Captain Trips improves his lap with a 1:35.4, getting just a bit closer to Redshift in pole position. Of course, 20-minute qualifying session, it's nice and long. You've got enough time to put in a good lap. You can take a while, set a banker, get comfy with your setup, get comfy on your tyres.
Probably make a couple of tweaks if you think you can find some time.
Yeah, you might have, now you're in the race, the adrenaline's hitting you, you might have a little bit more confidence than you were feeling earlier, so you might be able to push that brake balance a bit further backwards or stiffen up the front just a little bit more. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the quality of racing today, seeing how close these guys can get to each other. And it'll be nice if there's not a runaway leader at the front, if some guys are, you know, close in lap times and battling hard. We also have the reverse.
Big pack.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. These cars are really good for racing. You can get really close with them. They're great for going around the outside of certain corners. Always Harlan puts in a very good time, going into second place as Redshift improves his provisional pole a little bit faster into the 34s. Looking good. I was going to say, we also have the reverse grid race today, so if you run away with it and you smash the first race, you're going to have to start from the back in the second race, and that's when it shows if you're good or not. So there'll be a lot of action. I completely
forgot with the splits. I completely forgot we were doing also the reverse race.
We are, yes. There are going to be 2 races today, so you might put it on pole, be a second faster than everyone, and run away with it. But if you get tangled up in traffic in the reserve grid race, you're going to blow the whole event. So it's all about patience in the second race and staying out of trouble and leaving lots of space for the guys that are less experienced.
It usually isn't. I've already noticed through the replays in the weeklies. The reverse grid is always when I do the best because I have you guys behind me and all I need to do is try to hold you back as hard as I can.
Yeah, it's a nice track for holding people behind you, actually. There aren't too many massive braking zones at this track, and they're all quite easily defendable on the inside line. What you really need to look out for is getting good corner exits on some of the faster corners. For example, especially turn 1 and the old hairpin, there's big uphill sections after those corners, so if you're a little bit slow on your exit, like all my passes in practice, I'm just passing people on the straights because I'm just getting good lines out of the corners, and then the momentum just carries you all the way. But by hogging the inside line and being quite cagey and braking early and taking tight lines, you can hold people behind you here if you really want to, so it might be nice to see who can defend and who's going to get a little bit impatient.
That's going to be me on the reverse grid. I'm going to make myself as fat as possible.
I've seen that in the top split Namurai is racing today, and he's only doing low 33s, so I might have to try and hold him up for a really long time.
Which in itself is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I was quite looking forward to the pro split race. I was fancying my chances until he showed up. As Long Dick Style takes 10th place with a 137.389. And we have the award for the best name in Assetto Corsa. Long Dick Style driving the fake Honda. If we go and have a look here. Look, hang on. I can't believe it's not a Honda, as Long Dick Style puts it in the grass. And of course, on all of our spec liveries, we have a warning message. Oi mate, use the brakes in it.
I still think yours takes the cake.
Yeah, we'll see mine in the pro split later. I'm quite proud of that. As Harry Air getting a little bit loose coming out of the big old hairpin. Oh, I don't think... oh, go ahead.
Even though everyone tells me, hey, you're actually looks pretty cool, yeah, but I said I was going to do a Zorian meme one, but I couldn't find any.
We need to make some Azorian memes then. As Harry Air goes back to the pits. Who else is out on track? We have Ondaccio just coming up to the chicane now. How close can he cut it? Oh, that's a very conservative run through the chicane there from Ondaccio. Definitely some time to find. Yeah, definitely some time to find if he's cheesing it a bit harder. As, let's see, Insane Annie is currently going for a stroll in the grass. Some of the spectators there are going to be throwing their crisps at him. Are we going to get a safe rejoin? I guess sort of, as there's some initial D. Can't say that if they're going on from
Let's go.
Carlin back there.
One thing I said a lot about these cars during the week was they feel like a rally car that was set up for a asphalt stage.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Very, very stiff on the rear, very, very spiky brakes. Great if you want to get around really tight hairpins, but a racing track it's a little difficult. As Harlan takes a big trip through the grass there. With 8 minutes to go, there's still time for any of these guys. Redshift is looking very, very pretty in first place right now. I think the real battle is going to be for second with Captain Trips, Harlan and Harry Air, all very, very close to each other. And then it's interesting how it kind of goes in tiers. From after Harry Air, you get to Ondaccio, and it's like the mid 136 guys. They're all very close together. If we look from Ondaccio down to Pedro Oliveira, very, very close grid. Like within maybe a second between a good 10 cars, so a lot of action going to be happening.
Now we know that, yeah, they are relatively quick relative to each other, and kind of close. The thing is, can they go door to door without banging each other off the road? Because
Yeah,
even
definitely.
though we've seen a lot of really good drivers along the week, there's a lot of people that I haven't seen in the server, like practicing or anything.
Yeah, like for example, this is my first time seeing Long Dick Style in the flesh. It's my first time seeing Harry Air. It's my first time seeing Castrol R. I've seen Kinix. I've seen Gavino Grifoni a little bit. I haven't seen Insane Annie yet, or Boz Clog Glogs. I haven't seen Phil C yet. I think I've seen Crisis Rain. I've seen Pedro Oliveira in a previous event, but not for this one. Farwell I've not seen, Alexander I've not seen, and David Drommelair I have not seen either. So very interesting to see so many new faces in charge. And I have to say, the lap times are pretty good. Like everyone's pretty tight so far. There's like no one 20 seconds off the pace. Everyone's getting relatively competent laps at, like the slowest time is a 140.1, which is pretty good.
Yeah. It was what I started with when I first started.
That's what I started with too. Long Dick Style is on the move, but beaches it into turn 1. So
that turn 1 is so tricky.
Oh, it's off camber as well. Long Dick Style just getting out of the way. Long Dick Style's going to get a lot of camera time today. I can already tell you that. Although Twitch might not like that.
Good thing we're not on Twitch.
Yeah, good thing this is going straight to YouTube. Welcome to Rookie Split B, the straight to DVD race from Charged.
No, this is not going to your cinemas.
Nope.
No way your parents would allow this.
Oh my god, not rated. Unrated DVD cut. Anyway, Long Richard Style being knocked back down to 8th place. Redshift is still looking really pretty in first place, I have to say. No one's quite getting close to him yet. Castrol R is joining the fight for the faster guys up in 5th place, so bridging that gap between the top drivers and the big kind of 136 pack.
Oh.
And Gavino Grifoni. Oh no, this looks like a concerning rejoin.
But
it's okay.
Sure, yeah. He must have seen like a 20-second gap behind him and said, okay, this is doable. Even though
that was
dubious.
okay. Let's see if Gavino can set a decent lap after recovering from that. 5 minutes left to go in qualifying. Still time for any of these guys to make a move.
'em. 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 'em.
Yeah, I believe Redshift is quite an experienced driver, I believe, from what he said. So I'm pretty sure he'll be able to graduate from rookies this week unless he has a real mare of a reverse split or if he makes a few mistakes. That's the thing, I've seen a lot of really quick drivers this week, but some of them have been quick for a couple laps and then they spin the car around. This isn't the easiest combo. There's no traction control, there's no ABS, the car is very spiky on the brakes, there's a lot of tight off-camber corners here at Donington. This is, definitely throwing yourself into the fire. This is not a terribly easy event to start off with.
And it's not an easy car to react with when someone makes a sudden move in front of you.
Yeah,
I've noticed that when you're close to someone in front of you and they either slip a little bit or something and you need to react to get out of the way, it's really tricky to do it fast and without losing control if you're mid-corner, for example.
Yeah, like if you get off balance in this car, it's very easy just to lock up and then you go in a straight line, you don't make the corner. So this is a really good test of car control, I have to say today. If these guys can race really close wheel to wheel and not take each other out in this car, they're absolutely ready for Pro Split, I think. As PC, Phil C, takes a 6th place, looking good. Oh, as Harry Air goes very, very fast. That's a great second place.
Yeah, he jumped from 6th to 2nd.
Yeah, that's when you find the confidence and you start to get a good lap in, although he's just put it on the curb on his follow-up lap. But Harry Air within 5/10 of Redshift, so it's going to be really interesting to see off the line how close he gets. Harlan goes even faster, taking 2nd place. These guys are really close. Look at that, 0.02 of a second between Harlan and Harry Air. And they have similar names as well, so we're going to get confused with these two.
One's a Peugeot and the other one is a
Peugeot.
God damn
it. So I think they're both British as well, so it's going to be H guys in Peugeots.
Oh, someone's in the grass.
Yeah, that's Harlan aborting that lap and going back to the pits. What can Captain Trips do? Can he get up there in that big old mix in his fake Volvo? Let's go have a look. As we can see, this car is definitely a Volvo. This is absolutely not a BMW. I hope Will and DK are having a fun time commentating the other rookie split over on Twitch right now, twitch.tv/ChargedSimRacing.
I mean, they have the Metallica and the pizza delivery.
Oh yeah, they've got all the funny custom liveries. They're going to have a great time.
And the music and the best thing.
Oh yeah, I told Will he has to play the Spider-Man 2 pizza theme whenever the pizza car's on stream. I'm already thinking about my custom livery for next week for the mini race, and it's going to be so cursed.
I don't want to spoil it, but I was thinking about doing Mr. Bean one.
Oh, that would be so good! Alright, okay, you have to do that now. Please, you have to do that. That would be so awesome. Mine's going to be like cringy rather than... That's like actually quite clever. Mine's going to be more like funny in a cringy way. Captain Trips getting a nice wide entry.
I just need to get that green right.
Absolutely. Oh, and Captain Trips just overcooks it in turn 1. And with only 1 minute 18 left, that's probably going to be it for him. He's not going to get round to do another lap in time, so that's almost certainly going to be Captain Trips with the best of 4th place.
If he doesn't go back to the pits, which
no way. He'd have to cut half the track off, as Long Dick Style is off the track again, also back to the pits. That's going to be him out for the rest of qualifying. It looks like Redshift is going to take pole position today, unless Harlan or Harry Air can stop him. Let's go on board with... Harlan going to be starting his last lap. Let's see what he can do.
Come on, boys. Time for the bonsai.
What's French for bonsai? For the Peugeot. Le bonsai. It's Harlan really wrestling that car through the old hairpin. There's a stop car, luckily off the track. That's okay. That's going to be Farwell, who we haven't seen much of in this session. Great, we've got 18 people set a time in this qualifying session. That's great considering it's one of our 3 splits today. Can't believe we've got almost 60 people racing with us today. It's mad. And Redshift, wow. I just burped on camera. Redshift takes a really slamming pole position with a 133.8. That's really up there with some of the fastest guys we've seen this week. So,
yeah.
Unless we can see a magic lap from Harlan or Harry Air, I think Redshift is going to take that pole position today. Harlan cutting the chicane a little close, but he could have gone a bit more on entry. Still time to find. I wonder, is Redshift going to run away with this one from the start, or is there going to be some battling at the start? I'll be very interested to see if there are any turn 1 incidents.
He has the potential to just run away with it, but
yeah,
there's a couple people that will be able to keep up with him, at least for a while.
Yeah, if he can stay out of trouble and not make any mistakes, and the real test will be how he does in the reverse grid race. And what can Harlan do? It's not an improvement. So that's going to be our grid pretty much for today. Harry Air is finishing his lap as well. Let's go on board. We'll go on TV cam with Harry and see if he can do any better. Count Trips is also on a lap. Nazim on Dacia, Kinox, Crisis Rain, and Farwell are also on laps. Everyone else is done.
This is the same thing that I was doing in the beginning. I was hugging that inside curve too much. After I saw you take that, the way you took that corner, one time when you were ahead of me, I went, oh, ding.
Yeah, you want to brake in a straight line and take a really late apex so you maximize your exit. Cool, it looks like everyone is almost done. I think Harlan is still on lap. No, and that's going to be our grid. ACTV is being a little bit funny. So that is our grid for today. Redshift is on pole. Harry Air is going to take 3rd. Harlan 2nd. Count Trips 4th. Castrol R 5th. Insane Annie 6th. Phil C 7th. Nazim 8th. Is that Nazim from Skyrim? Does he get to the Cloud District often? Odaccio 9th, Kinnock 10th, Buzzclog, Glogs 11th, Long Richard Style 12th.
Please don't do that sound, please.
Gavino Grifoni 13th, Crisis Rain 14th, Pedro Oliveira 15th, David Romolara 16th, Fowl 17th, Alexander bringing up the rear in 18th. But I have to say, that's a pretty decent spread for a rookie split between, Redshift, who's honestly, that lap time is up there with some of the fastest guys. If there's only 5 seconds, like there are F1 races where the split is bigger than that from first to last. So that's very impressive time. Everyone should be very proud of their work. Right, let me just go get myself set up for the start of the race.
Oh, you can set yourself on the head of that camera guy.
That would be quite cool, actually. I know there was I can't remember where it was, but it was a BTCC race where some cars crashed on the front line straight and one flipped over and took out the TV camera box. It was like one of these things here. They're like,
I think I saw that video.
Yeah.
I saw that video.
Hopefully we won't have that today. So here I get a nice view of the grid. This will see me. So we now got a 4-minute wait until the start of the race. So nice looking grid there. So now we're just going to chill, and then as the race starts, we've got a nice view of turn 1 going into turn 2. By then we should get ACTV up and running, so we'll see all the action. This is, of course, the Charged Weekly event from Donington Park with the BMW 320i BTCC touring car from 1998. This is one of 3 splits we have running today due to incredible interest. We have 2 rookie splits, one rookie split A, one rookie split B. You are currently watching rookie split B. And then we have our pro split headline a little bit later, which is going to feature all your favourite drivers. So with 2 minutes to go to the start of the race, now it's a good time to get yourself a cup of tea and a chocolate biscuit and get yourself set in for the race.
Yeah. Have you noticed how everyone that it's in the track looks like it's like the most uninteresting thing in the world? They're just hands in their pockets, like holding 2 watermelons underneath their arms, looking away from the track. We just had a visitor.
Did we?
Yeah, it was Tim something something. He does like he usually shows up in the
Timon.
yeah, Timon.
Yeah. Okay. What was he here? I didn't know.
He's just popped in.
All right. Hi, Timon. You
No,
can't
no,
come and
he just
commentate.
Yeah, he just popped in and popped out because we weren't saying anything. Probably if we were talking, you would stay to just listen.
Okay, well, hello, Timon. You can't come commentate, unfortunately. 2 people is plenty. Although we do have a little guest. We have Sim Racing Cat. We have Luna is now sitting on my lap. Say hello, Luna. She won't say hello because she's too busy being silly. We have 1 minute to go till the start of the race. The waiting now is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Ow! Oh, the cat's putting her claws in me.
That's why I was looking at the people in the stands.
Oh right, yeah. Sorry, I had some phantom pings on Discord. I'm trying to find out because we're trying to make sure a misbehaving driver doesn't take the grid today. Oh my god!
And we mean absolutely sure.
Very common question I've been asked today is, my pedals are being funny, how do I fix them? The answer is, stamp on your pedals repeatedly a couple dozen times. That will dislodge any dirt or doo-doo that's stuck inside them. So we now have 13 seconds until the start of the race. Let's get ready. I'll stop goofing about.
13 seconds before the race and they're asking you how to fix their pedals?
No, that was a Pro Split driver. Anyway, it's 6 lights. We are ready to go. Let's go. Let's see. It's a very good start from first place. We've got a little Volvo moving and shaking in between the two Harlan and Harrys. There we go. And Count Trips with an excellent start. Harlan, unfortunately, gets a little bit of a poor start, dropping down to 4th place from 3rd. Captain Trips getting a really good move. Redshift, excellent off the line. Everyone's pretty clean so far. We haven't had any problems.
That's what I was trying to see, if everyone got away cleanly. And
yeah, lots of good side-by-side racing. And there's been contact. And Harlan and Captain Trips have gone off. Oh, that's going to be a real shame. How can Harlan rejoin the track safe? It looks like he's going to just about. That's a real shame. Captain Trips all the way down in last. As Long Richard Star makes a really good start. He's up to 7th place, but he's now lost it as well. There's chaos. There's cars all over the track. Luckily, people are avoiding. Oh, no, this has been a big crash. And this is why we run rookie splits. There's cars smashing into each other. This is somewhat messy. Everyone's getting going again.
That's that situation I was talking about. If someone crashes in front of you and you just came off the brakes, it's almost 0 chance to just get it out of the way.
We did see some drivers absolutely full throttling into that crash, so there will be some reviewing going on in the stewards meeting later, so some people might be doomed to rookies for another week after that one. As Nazim goes down the inside of Phil C into the chicane, but can Phil go for the switchback? What can Phil do going into the final corner? I think he's a little bit too far back to try something. What's he going to do?
Nah, he's too far away.
As Alexander goes well too deep on the brakes there, falling off onto the grass. But it's a shame we had such a large crash on lap 1 because it was really clean up until then, actually. As Kinnox is struggling a little bit.
Hopefully they calm down and just don't start punting each other by revenge, just for revenge.
Yeah. Now Captain Trips is going up the inside of Kinnox here. He wants to get back up the front as quickly as possible. What can he do? He's going to be definitely on the move. He's a very, very quick driver from what we've seen. Very great shame to have that crash between him and Harlan on the first lap. I'm sure that will be some angry voices in the report channel this evening. As Kinnox goes back up the inside of Captain Trips. Very, very nice move there. Very clean. Lots of really tight racing here. These guys are going to be at it for a while, I think.
But he got to defend to this one. Or maybe not, because he looks...
Ooh, we have some cars in the gravel there. I believe that's Gavino Grifoni.
Oh, I'm just going by the names in the tower.
Oh, yeah. This Long Richard style, but begins his climb back up the field from 18th after his and someone's lost it at the back. That's Boz Clogs, has spun round again. Harlan is battling with Ondaccio going down to the hairpin. What can Ondaccio do? Is he going to get the rhino? I think Haaland's going to be
Right.
free. I know Haaland was a really quick driver in qualifying, but he lost some places after that contact with Count Trips on Dacio, who's going late on the brakes, but not quite enough. Count Trips and Kinnox are still battling here. This is great action so far. As Kinnox goes deep on the brakes, Captain Trips leaving him room, but Kinnox is going to take the place back again. Oh, a little bit of a sloppy exit though. What's going to happen going into turn 1? I think Count Trips has got this place. But all the time these guys are battling, the fast guys are going to be running away with the lead up front. So you want to think, you know, what's my priority? Beating this guy or getting places? As I believe that's Alexander gets a little bit of a run on the gravel there. But luckily he rejoins relatively safely. As we have 4 fake Audis in a row. Kinnox, Castellar, Alexander and Phil Oliveira are all fake cars. As Castellar is now battling with Kinnox, it looks like Count Trips has managed to run away a little bit.
And now that you say that, I love what the Audi did with their logo.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that classic Audi livery. I think it looks awesome. As we have a huge crash, it looks like we have Firewall and Gavino Grifoni have hit each other and both gone severely off. That's some slightly dodgy track rejoining from Firewall there. Please do not rejoin the track at a 90-degree angle. That's very bad, even if there's no one there. Alexander is off as well. He's binned it, and also a little bit more sensible with his rejoin, but still. You want to get the car pointing the right way before you go back on the track. Let's see, all is starting to settle down a little bit. Redshift is in pole position, but that was a red lap from him there, so he must have cut the track, so naughty as Haaland is currently the fastest driver on track. So let's see if he can make a move back up. We of course have 15 minutes left of this race. Redshift is leading, but it's not an insurmountable gap. If he were to make a little mistake, or if Harry Air or Insane Annie or Haaland were to really get a move on, they could catch him up very quickly.
Yeah. 4 seconds is really easy. If you just, for example, the hairpin, the first hairpin, it's really easy to lose your concentration for a second, go a little bit too deep, and you lost at least a second and a half, maybe.
Just in time, caught Phil C. Oh no! Phil C trying to send it up with Nazim, but that's a big off from Phil there. That's a real shame. He was having a good move from Nazim there. Can he rejoin the track safely? Let's see. See, that's a sensible rejoin from Phil C there. He's waiting for the cars to go past. His car's pointing the right way. He's still on the grass though. Should maybe go back onto the tarmac. He's coming back onto the racing line.
Maybe he's waiting for the next guys.
That was a bit better of a track rejoin, but still could do with some work. That's a great shame for Phil C. He was having a really good race up until then. Haaland has caught Insane Annie. Is he going to go for it here in the final turn? Or you can see just how squirrely that car is on the brakes as Redshift sets the fastest lap of the race. But Haaland gets a great exit out of the final corner. He's now going to have the outside for turn 1, which is kind of preferred, I think. He's got a little bit of a run too. Can Haaland close the door, or is Insane Annie going to go back for it? That's a nice move, just completing that one.
Ooh.
Now, how quickly can Haaland catch back up to Harry Air, and how quickly can they both go after Redshift, I think. There's a Crisis Rain and is it Phil Oliveira? Yeah, Pedro Oliveira battling. I keep calling him Phil. Pedro Oliveira battling. I always remember when Felipe Nasr was in Formula 1 and Martin Brundle used to call him Fred Nasr.
Why Fred?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was only F Nazar.
Yeah, it's Castellar is having a look on Count Trips. It's a shame Count Trips has been a little bit slow climbing back up the grid after his big accident. He spent a lot of time battling with Kinnox, but I haven't seen him move back up. He was really fast in qualifying. Maybe he hasn't quite got the race pace today. And something has happened. Redshift has made a mistake and Harry Air is now leading. This is what I'm talking about, guys. You can't just be fast. You've got to be clean and consistent. Redshift had a huge lead there and I don't know what happened, but Harry Air is now leading. This is now anyone's game. Haaland is back in the fight as well. As we have a DNF, I believe. Oh, no. I thought David Drummler had DNF, but apparently he hasn't. There's a car spinning around. That's Farwell, has gone round again. Let's see what's going to happen with those guys. Ooh, no. And Redshift for the 143.4. So he must have had a big incident. But now this has really opened up this race. Anyone's going to win this now. As Captain Trips and Insane Annie are really close. There's a huge pack of cars here. Wow. Insane Annie's going for the move down the inside. Oh, and he locks up on brakes and they make contact. Luckily, no one goes off there. That's some smart driving for both of them, but that's definitely a bit of a rude overtake from Insane Annie there. If that gets reported, that's going to be a penalty. As Nazim is still holding on nicely in 6th. He's going to send some of his enemies to the Cloud District if they come near him. I'm going to make that joke at least one more time today.
Redshift appears to be getting away from Harlan and...
Yeah, Redshift very quick, but if he can't stay out of trouble, it doesn't count for anything, does it?
Yeah.
Well, he's got 10 minutes left to win this race, 2 seconds to make up to Harry. Yeah, he had a 6-second lead before his accident, so this could very easily still be Redshift's race to win, but now he's got to get past Harry. If he can catch him, great, but he's still got to pass him.
Yeah. And for as long as he doesn't have to start defending from Harlan, I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
If he lets Harlan catch up to him and start fighting for position...
Captain Trips and Insane Annie are getting really close again. Insane Annie's already looking a little bit squirrely with some of his passes today, and that's a corner cut on the chicane. Hopefully Captain Trips can get a move on and get back up to Nazim and battle with him. I think Insane Annie's maybe a little bit too eager on the brakes today. As Long Richard Style passes Crisis Rain for 11th place, getting back up into the mix after that unfortunate crash early on in the race. Oh, but a little bit of a squirrely exit from the hairpin there. Insane Annie's going to be too far away to have a go this time. But what's worth looking at is Redshift, who's... Oh no, and Harry Air's gone! I have a knack for catching these. Harry Air just drops it on the old chicane and has spun the car. That's such a shame, blowing the lead. I was going to say about how quickly Redshift was catching him. Those guys were going to go on for a great fight, but such a shame for Harry just to bin that there. Redshift now has a lead back, but Harlan is now on Redshift's tail. What's going to happen? It's not over yet.
Yeah, because Redshift had to lift to avoid the accident there. So it gives the opportunity for Harlan just to get closer.
Oh, that's such a shame for Harry. Yeah, he was doing really good. He'd been really steady all race. There was some trouble for the first couple of corners on the first lap, and he managed to stay out of it. But oh, Redshift's got a poor exit from the chicane. What can Harlan do here going into the hairpin? Redshift's got the inside and he's defending, but there's no grip on the inside. Is he going to get a bad exit coming out? What can Harlan do? It's gone board with Harlan.
If he keeps this close, he lost a little bit too much ground. But if he keeps close, he might be able to challenge for the turn 1. Ooh. I think he went wide so he'd avoid the crash with Annie. Oh, the cutback!
My microphone was muted, sorry. I was just saying Daddy Long Dick there was making a move on Kinnick, but didn't quite pull it off, and he's getting really close to the first corner. What's going to happen? There's too many battles to keep track of as Captain Trips. What's happened to Nazim? No, Nazim's still there. Nazim must have had a little mistake because he's lost 2 places to Captain Trips and Insane Annie. That's a shame for Nazim. Let's hope he can get back in there. As Daddy Long Dick has got past Kinnick, who is off the track. Luckily, Kinnick is recovering. And my cat's jumping up at me again. Harlan is still keeping close to Redshift, though. He's lost a little bit of time this lap, but anything could still happen.
Yeah, but every time that, every consecutive lap that Redshift gets out cleanly, he just gets that little bit further away.
Nice lap times from Haaland there. I know Redshift is very, very quick on his hot lap, so Haaland's doing a really good job keeping up there. But Haaland could be in trouble. We didn't see that incident at the start of the race, so that might have been his fault. I believe he might have rear-ended Captain Trips, so he might be summoned to the stewards for that one. We'll find out.
Yeah.
As Ondaccio is spun, and that's a real shame. And oh, he's on the track. Get out! Get off the track, man! Get off the track! No, he's turning. No. Oh, that's a really bad rejoin. What's Ondaccio gonna do? Luckily, he's got some clear air now. There's 25 seconds between him and Crisis Frame, but there's another car coming by. That's a shame for Ondaccio. That's some dangerous. That's why we have rookie splits, everyone.
But yeah,
if you did that in the top split, you might ruin someone really fast's race.
Yeah, but as long as like for him being stopped there in the track, it would have been better for him just to wait that both cars went and then turn around.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
You can't do anything when you're backed up against the wall and you're in the middle of the track.
As Boz Clogs and Alexander both really fighting the cars.
Someone goes off in the back in the mirror.
Ooh. Let me see. That was Gavino Grifoni is round again. That's a real shame. And he's really spinning the tyres up on that Volvo. Oh no, and that's another really bad rejoin, but Firewall is also off. I'm not sure if he was already crashing or if Gavino sent him off there.
I think they both did the exact same mistake, because they both did the exact same drift and ended up in the exact same spot.
Of course, no TC, no ABS. These are sprint tyres, so they do wear. This is going to be quite a tough little race, especially because the server during the week, the race is only 10 minutes long. So if you've been practicing on the server, you might not have had 20 minutes of practice on these tyres. And if you're running soft tyres without being prepared to run them, you're going to burn those up and you're going to be in trouble. As Boz Clogs is going past Alexander.
Once those tyres start going...
I'm sure they've both got very hot tyres right now, these guys. As Alexander's coming back on the inside, what can he do? How late is he going to brake? They're bumper to bumper going through the final corner.
That's a nice one to see.
Not quite close enough though. Boz Clogs holds onto the place. Alexander can't get the move done.
Ooh, might get a chance now.
I think Crisis Reigns had a little off there as Ondaccio has managed to get back past him. Insane Annie is still close to Captain Trips. These guys, Captain Trips, Insane Annie, Nazim and Kinnox, were having a really good battle for a long time in this race, and it's still going for these three. There's Annie getting really on the grass, and there's some more incidents as Boz Clogs and Crisis Reign are off again. I think they both had some contact. It's a real shame. Come on, guys. See some clean racing. And Long Richard Style has spun. That's another real shame. What can he do? On this episode of Rejoin Watch, there's a car coming.
Wait for it.
But he's waiting to rejoin the track. Very well done from Mr. Daddy Long Dick. And Insane Annie and Nazim are really, really going at it right now. Let's see what can they do going into the first turn.
Nazim has the advantage here.
Insane Annie's got the inside line though. How late can he brake? And Nazim's just holding the outside line, but I think Insane Annie is clear. It's a nice move.
Yeah. Because on turn one is really hard to get it on the inside, to hold it on the inside when you have someone on the outside, because it's really easy to understeer into the person who's trying to race you door to door.
Yeah, and if you have to slow down so much to leave space on the outside, and it costs you so much time. So I think having the outside is preferable through turn one. It's a little bit hairy.
Yeah, but if you get there before the guy on the outside, just because he's not able to take that apex, it loses so much momentum as well.
As Phil C makes a nice pass through Kinnox to the old hairpin. He's now got a Pedro Oliveira just ahead of him. Again, 3 fake Audis. I swear it's an Audi. That was probably the lowest effort skin I made this week.
Audi now changed their rings to be charged symbols.
Yeah, to have lightning bolts in the middle. Well, I looked at the original livery and it's literally silver with some red rings on it and some yellow bits. I was like, I can't do anything with this. The other ones are so cool, this one's so dull.
going a little bit
Oh, as
skittish.
Pedro just makes a mistake over the chicane, he's going to lose places out to both Kinnigs and Phil C.
Yeah. Forced to cut the track, so he gave out the 2 places.
Castrol asks, it's a nice lap time. That's a PB from him. Oh, and PC is off. Oh no, Phil C is off. I didn't see what happened there. That might have been a Panterine out. Let's see. Is Phil gonna? That's a tricky place to rejoin. He's gonna have to 3-point turn this. That's such a shame for Phil. Come on, Phil, get back on. Be Phil Swift. He's in the barrier.
Yeah, you can use. There's no damage. You can use the barrier to help yourself.
There's no damage today. How is he going to rejoin? Is he going to hold anybody up? I think he's going to be okay. That's a sensible rejoin from Phil C. Good job there, Phil. Nice driving. Well, be careful because your tyres are full of grass. Don't get on the grass again. As Redshift is a little bit of a slide there, but maintaining first place. He's now coming up to some lap traffic, so
yeah, and
this is going to be really interesting to see. I believe that's not far.
Using softs.
I think it's Gavino Grifoni who's the lap car here. What can Redshift do? As in now what starts going to be the final lap. He doesn't want to be facing a lap car on the final lap. What's going to happen? Is Gavino Grifoni going to take him out? He looks very close. No, they make it through turn 1 safe. So all Redshift has to do is bring it home. Harlan's looking pretty safe in second. He's got a 9-second gap to Harry Air behind him. So if he did some punting at the start of the race and he gets a 5-second penalty, he'll be okay. Harry Air, apart from that one mistake, he's had such a clean race. That's a real shame. Captain Trips has closed in, but he's not quite close enough. As Insane Annie looks to be off. What's happened? Oh no, and Insane Annie has put it in the wall. But he's rejoining again across the track, but it's okay. That's such a shame for Insane Annie losing out that 5th place battle.
He has a big enough gap.
For now, anyway.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
As the timer runs to 0, let's see what can Redshift do. He's getting really sideways here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure right now that he's on softs.
Yeah, I would say so too. I know. Redshift was saying he's quite an experienced driver, so he probably is running softs today, which is. They are faster, but it's a big risk. You've got to really look after your tyres if you don't want to bin it towards the end. I mean, if you're in his place where you have a 5-second lead and your tyres are gone, just slow down and hang on, you'll be fine. But I have to say that was a pretty good race, I have to say, for considering we had 2 rookie splits and a lot of really new drivers today. I think I was quite impressed with the quality today. There was some good driving, a couple little mistakes and a few little punterinos, but all was pretty good. As Redshift rounds the final corner, coming through the hairpin for one last time, going to come across the line, and Redshift is going to take win in the Rookie Split B first race. Congratulations to Redshift, excellent driving today. As Harlan is going to take 2nd place. After a little punterino at the start, well done. Harry Air is going to take a nicely deserved 3rd place. That's such a shame he could have won today, but he had that one little whoopsie. And Captain Trips with a nice recovery drive from last place on the first lap all the way up to 4th. Good driving, guys. As Captain Trips comes across to take 4th place, which is, I believe, where he qualified, so that's a very good recovery. He kind of finished where he was supposed to then, despite getting killed on the first lap. It's such a shame because he had such a good launch on the first lap. I think he was up to 3rd, and I think it was Harlan maybe caught him going through the old hairpin. Oh, everyone's just launching their cars into the gravel. Insane Alley is finished. Pedro Oliveira is coming up as well. I don't think any of these guys are going to be changing places as Phil C is back in the pits. Boz Clogs is the last guy out on track right now. Can he catch Crisis Rain? It could still happen. I think these guys have been in the wars a little bit this race.
It's his chance. Oh, and someone left the server.
Oh, and Crisis Rain is sliding.
Ooh.
Phil C is like, oh no, Boz Clogs drops it coming out the final corner. He could have taken that 13th place there. Looks like Crisis Rain is going to take 13th place, and Boz Clogs will be the last classified finisher in 14th. No, I think we had a...
Crisis went straight to the pits.
Well, why not? Okay, well, that was the first race today. We'll be back in a couple minutes with the reverse grid race. And we are back for race 2 in Split Rookie B, here today at the Charge Weekly event of Donington Park GP circuit with the BMW 320 BTCC 1998. It's me, your boy, the Flat Earth Mom, Flat Daddy, Flat Gang. with Mr. Pico Roshu joining us today. After an eventful first race, it is now the almost semi-cursed, semi-dreaded, always eventful reverse grid race.
Reverse grid.
Reverse grid indeed. Let's cut to the live action. We have 3 minutes to go. As we have the winners from the previous race are now going to be starting at the back, and it's going to be up to them to work their way back up to the front of the grid. How well can they do? I have to say, actually, the winner is it, what's his name, Red Shifter, who won the last race? Yeah, he's got a few cars behind him, actually. I think there were some people that either DNF'd or left the server. Yeah, are now... hang on, is that me? Where am I?
Yeah.
No, I'm in the pits. I'm in the pits where I should be. Because I've got auto start on, which puts me back in the pits so I don't ruin the race.
Oh.
But yes, it's going to be really interesting to see. And there were guys like Harry Air and Harlan were really quick in the last race. How quickly can they get back up in the mix? There we go. That's the camera one. Be very interesting to see how quickly they can fight their way through the field, and whether some of the guys like Captain Trips or Nazim, who are quick and stable in that last race, are ahead of them. How quickly can they kind of make their way up? If they can get a better run through the grid in the early laps, they've got a real chance of winning these races. And of course, the event is an aggregate of the two finishes. So if you came fourth in the first race, but you win the second race, and the winner of the first race has a terrible race and finishes 12th, you're going to win the event. So anything can happen. Reverse grid is just as important as the main race. The points are exactly the same. So this is a real test. This will be an ultimate test of skill for the rookies. If you can make your way through this race without getting killed, you've got skills.
Yeah. And also, it's really fun to see because you have a couple slow guys that are actually really good at defending their position.
Absolutely.
And seeing the fast guys trying to go through those guys is always fun.
Absolutely. I have to say, in that last race, I was really impressed with the quality. There were a couple people who had a little bit of trouble keeping the car on the track, but the vast majority of cars were really good. They were clean. There was a lot of good racecraft going on in there, and only minimal mistakes. So I think it's going to be a fascinating reverse grid, seeing how fast some of these guys are, and how some of the less quick guys are going to hold cars behind them and defend well and hold on to their rightful positions. Pace isn't everything. It's pace, racecraft, cleanliness, consistency, a whole lot of skills needed. So we just got the final minute before the race starts.
People flashing their lights. People with their lights open. Isn't that in the rule book already?
No, there isn't a rule about having your lights on during the daytime. I think what it is, some people aren't running Sol, so it looks a bit like twilight evening. Oh, we have a phantom car! Oh no, where's it gone? He's doing the cha-cha slide, but he's back. That's someone with a high ping.
just how do you say it?
Slide to the right. Crisscross. Welcome
just
to
casually sliding itself sideways.
Oh, here we go. We have 6 lights on the straight to DVD charged rookie split B, and someone's jumped the start. Oh no, and now he's standing on the grid. That someone's going to be getting a drive-through. We will see. We've got 4 wide already going into turn 1. This is either going to be awesome or a massive crash. And there's already contact.
A little bit of a sandwich there.
Luckily, everyone's made it through just about. There was only minor contact. Here we go. It's okay. Redshift is... Oh, there's cars off. There's cars off. Insane Annie and Bosplogs are off. Oh, Insane Annie's really took a ribbing there. Redshift is up to 9th place already. Count Trips is in 8th. Harlan and Harry Air both didn't get the best starts. They're in 12th and 13th. As Crisis Region is leading the race. Redshift is really powering through these guys as Long Daddy Dick Style is in 3rd place. Redshift is up to 5th already as cars backwards everywhere. David Drommel is having a big off. Redshift is in the pack. There's a whole lot of action going on. Crisis Rain is down to 3rd. Gavino Grafoni is currently leading the race. Redshift is already really carving through. Kenox is having trouble as well. He's stuck in the gravel. Harlan and Harrier are 9th and 10th. See, that shows the difference between Redshift and those guys. Redshift is looking really experienced, I have to say. Really nice pass through the chicane there on Alexander as Long Dick Style takes the lead. Never thought I'd say that. Let's go have a look with him. Long Daddy Dick style leading the race from Gavino Grafoni. Redshift absolutely demolishing that first lap, and Captain Trips is just behind him as well, as Nazim looks to have lost a few places. There's been a punterino, and someone is round. I think that's Alexander, unfortunately. Alexander's been tagged. There's cars everywhere. It's chaos. Pedro Oliveira is off. David Rommel is off as well. Harlan is up 6th. Oh, and there's been a huge contact between the Peugeots as well. This is absolute madness. True BTCC spirit here.
If you really need to punt people from in front of you, getting up in the ladder isn't going to help you, because with the amount of penalties you're going to accumulate, you're going to
Redshift is already up to 2nd. He's past Gravino Grafoni as Harlan, Harrier, Nazim, Captain Trips, and Phil C are all really close together. Look how many cars are in this back. Long Dick Style, I have to say, has pulled out a nice lead from his first lap. And look at this, Harlan is on a run. Whoa. Can he pass Nazim and Harrier on the grass? And going through the old hairpin, he gets past Nazim at least.
That was insane, the way he just fired out of that corner.
That was a very bold move. I think it's going to be Harlan and Harrier fighting for second today. I think Redshift is just gone. He's completely left everyone for dust. He's now going for the lead from Long Dick Style. He's got a bad exit going into the chicane. What can Redshift do? He's got the inside line. Is he going to overcook it? No, that's a very tight, but very good overtake there from Redshift. Really tight. Excellent way how he got back ahead of Long Dick and held the inside line, not giving him a chance to get the switch back. I think Redshift is going to run away with this one. Very good driving. Oh, and Long Dick Style has dropped it, but he keeps it going. Oh, but someone else is around. Crisis Rain is also around. Now, this is going to be a first opportunity for a severely dangerous rejoin. What's Crisis Rain going to do? He's waiting. He's still at a perpendicular angle to the track, and Crisis Rain's back in the pits. Crisis Rain, I believe he might have DNF'd. Ondaccio is also DNF'd. We've lost a few people, unfortunately, as Gavino Grafoni is dropping down. Doing a good job, though, holding on to it, though. He hasn't lost the car yet. He's battling with some really quick drivers. Captain Trips is up to 3rd. Gavino Grafoni hanging on with Harrier on the outside. And Harlan is really hungry for that place. He wants to get ahead of Harry so he can go for that second place overall. Redshift has already put... Oh! And that's really... That's bad. That's bad. Really poor move from Harlan there. That's quite shameful, I have to say. That was a really unfair dump of Gavino Grafoni, who was, in defence, driving really well. And Harlan has punted Nazim. That's really poor from Harlan. Harlan is going to almost certainly be DSQ'd from this race. That's very poor. That's probably the 3rd time I've seen him do that exact move. Come on, Harlan, get it together. If you want to be in the top split, you can't drive like that, guys. Seriously. Exactly. I feel really bad for Nazim, because Nazim's been really clean the whole race, and Gavino Grafoni was doing a great job in this reverse split race, so that's a real shame from Harlan. So it looks like Redshift is almost certainly going to be guaranteed the win. I think Harrier is going to be his only competition now. Alex V has joined.
What?
Alex V has joined just to school all these guys. As Nazim is going up the inside of Insane Annie, getting back into the top 9. Oh, I feel so bad for Nazim. That was really unfair. He was just completely punched off as Redshift sets a blistering 133.8, almost 3 seconds faster than Long Dick Style in second. Long Dick Style doing a great job actually in second place, hanging on. Let's just hope hope Harlan doesn't catch him in the next few corners.
my opinion of Harlan quickly went down.
Yeah, I have to say.
Short time.
I don't want to drop him in it, but I think he was mentioning that he wanted to be in the pro split as well, and I'm like, this is why we have rookie splits. I would say, don't do that. If you want to race in the pro split. And Harrier is now passing Captain Trips, going on the inside, going up the hill. Harrier gets the move done very nicely without punting anyone. Because I'm going to say, if you came into the pro split and you punted someone like that, someone's going to yell at you. If you did that to me or DK, you're in trouble. It won't end well. Anyway, well, there's always an opportunity to learn. And even if someone's had a bit of a bad race and been a bit punty, there's always next week. Go and make sure you're double checking as Nazim is carving back up the field.
Ooh, and there's a move happening down.
Oh, as I believe that's Insane Annie squeezes Nazim a little bit there, but he's still holding and fighting in. I'm going to say, yeah, even if you have a bad week this week, there's always next race. That's why we have rookie splits. It's all about learning and taking your time. Captain Trips has got past Harry.
And Annie is going on the inside.
3 wide here. Just read the racing rules, chat to the regulars, hang out on the server, see what kind of, is kosher and what isn't. And, remember, it's all just for fun. There's no prize, there's no cash prize. You're not winning anything other than bragging rights. So, it's better to finish second and not cause a crash than to win by punting someone.
And Annie takes a position.
Yeah, some great racing between these three.
Yeah.
Farr was having a really good race actually in this reverse grid race. So I think he was struggling a little bit in the first race, but Farr was doing a good job keeping up there with Nazim.
He has to defend though.
Let's go have a look at Harrier, who's chasing Captain Trips. And all the time these two are battling as Captain Trips gets a little bit sideways there. Can Harlan capitalise? Can he get the inside line? Going into the next corner, he does. Again, this is one of those corners you want to be on the outside for, I think. This kind of weird off-camber right hand, because the inside is a little bit... There's not as much camber there, and Harrier takes the position. And all that time, Harlan is steaming up ahead. I would say he's probably already DSQ'd from this race, if not close to it. So Harlan's really got to be careful if he wants to try and keep in the fight. As there's an off here, Insane Annie is off, as is Farwell. That's a shame. Those guys were having a really great battle. Now what can Harlan do? Is that red mist going to come out again? Or is he going to be clean this time? Let's see.
Seems to be keeping it clean.
Is he going to go for the move? Not quite. Captain Trips and Harrier are really, really close again. Pedro Oliveira and Kinnox are also battling, going down to the hairpin. We'll watch these guys down to the chicane. There's so many battles, it's hard to follow them all. Unfortunately, we don't have replays.
With a close split.
Absolutely, yeah. I think this ended up being quite nicely balanced. There's a good spread of talent and ability here as Farwell is chasing David Rommel. And, oh no, Long Dick Style has fallen off. That's a real shame. That puts Harrier back up to second place. That's a real shame.
Long Dick was having a
really, really good race. And he was a bit loose in the first race. He had that big spin at the start, but he was driving really, really well up until then. Well, he's still in 5th place, so his pace has spoken for himself. Harlan is absolutely hounding down Captain Trips right now, and he knows he's punted people this race, so he's got to really keep it steady. Of course, there will be not much time after the race to do interviews or anything because me and Peaky are going to go get ready for the pro split. So we'll have to leave the drama on the track this week. I'm sure it'll all be kicking off in the chat while the pro split race.
Sorry, I just had to deal with another intrusion.
Oh, was it timing again?
No, this time it was Humbert.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Oh, and what is Harlan doing? He's really close to Captain Trips. It looked like he almost waited there and pouncing, trying to get past. As Harrier's doing a good job, just holding steady while these guys are fighting behind him. There's still 10 minutes to go, though, so if your tyres are wearing, you're going to be in trouble by the end of the race. Insane Annie's getting a run on Firewall here. What can Insane Annie do? Is he going to go for the move to the Orange Chain? He's going for it. He's going for it. How late can he be on the brakes? Oh, as Firewall has to take to the gravel, that's going to cost him 2 places. Oh, he should have committed. If he'd committed and held his line, he could have held on to that place there. And if Insane Annie had to punt him, and oh, what's happened here? Harlan is getting past Captain Trips. Let's hope that one was clean. Can Captain Trips come back, or is Harlan going to go after Harrier? There's less than 2 seconds between Harlan and Harry, so anything could still happen. Captain Trips is coming back, and it's bumper to bumper here. Captain Trips is not going to let that place go.
Yeah,
oh, but he's just dipped it on the gravel. Oh, that was a huge overcorrection from Captain Trips there. That was a little bit of a rookie mistake there. If he just slammed on the brakes, he would have caught that. But that's a huge overcorrection, and that's going to cost him 3rd place. Unfortunately, that's a great shame.
Yeah, but I wanted to mention fair play to Farwell there, because seeing what he did there, he must have thought that if he pushed the car into a corner, he was going to get into a crash, so he just backed out of it and cut the corner.
Yes, it's always the more sensible option to lose yourself a little bit of time and avoid an incident. But it depends how it depends how real you want to be. If you want to keep it real, if he'd held his line there, he could have held on to that place. But I'm sure Farwell's not trying. Always Gavino Grafoni loses the car. That's a shame. Farwell takes 13th place. It's very interesting how in this reverse grid race, the natural order has kind of restored itself from the reverse grid. The faster drivers have fought their way to the top, and the guys that maybe need a little bit more practice have found themselves down the back again. I have to say, with the exception of Long Dick Style, he's been doing a good job in 5th place. I think he was just very unlucky in the first race.
Yeah.
With that massive.
I think he was
start.
Involved. Yeah.
Yeah, I know his car. He lost the car and spun, and then he got collected by a few people. So. Phil C is chasing down Bozclogs. Bozclogs had a really clean race as well. He was really struggling in the first race, but he's really done well holding on to 6th place here. I feel so bad for Nazim though, because he was having a really good race until he was punted by Harlan. Hopefully he can catch up to the back of Phil C and fight for 6th place at Bozclogs. There is going to be so much to unpack from today. It's funny because we're not really going to get a chance to think about it because we're all going to go race in 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
There's not really much time to unpack. We're going to have to work out all the things that happened today. Redshift seems to have lost a little bit of time up front. Harry Ayer is only 1 second behind him now. You're going to have to refresh my mind, Pika. Did Harry finish 2nd in the first race? Or was it Harlan? I think Harlan finished 2nd in the first race.
I think it was... Yeah, I think it was Harlan.
Yeah, and Redshift has had a bad lap. Redshift has lost 10 seconds this lap, so Harry Ayer could be going for the taking. I mean, if Harlan ends up getting DSQ'd, that might put 2nd place to Harry Ayer for the first race. So Harry could be smelling a victory here. If he wins this race, he could take a joint victory with Redshift. Anything could still happen. If Redshift had a spin and lost 10 seconds.
Yeah, last 5 to 6 minutes is when the softs will start to really suffer. So
yeah, especially if you've had one off, it will kill your tires. And Harry is closing. Harry is closing in on Redshift.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Because on the last race, he wasn't able to close the gap that fast.
Redshift's pulling out a little bit again. I think he's just regaining his confidence after his little spin, but to lose 10 seconds from a spin when you're leading the race, that's really rough. I mean, when you have a 10-second lead, just slow down. You don't need to be pushing for fast laps. There's no point for fastest lap in this race. If you have the lead, just slow down. Even if you bleed a second or two a lap, it's worth it just to hold on, because now he's got to build up that gap all again. As Harry's getting really close this time. He's not going to go for it here as Nazim is passing PC to get back into 7th. I've been very impressed with Nazim these 2 races. He's been a really unfortunate victim of punts, but his driving has been very clean. And he's been naturally making his way back up the pack as well. Oh, Harry's getting really close.
He's seen a little bit of a lock-up there for Redshift too.
As Harry again is half a second faster than Redshift. I think Redshift's tyres are feeling it. Harlan is still in the mix too. He's still within striking range if these guys start battling. Anything could happen as Pedro Oliveira, not Phil, is past Phil C. Sorry, Pedro. I will remember your name, I promise. Let's just watch the battle for the lead between Harry and Redshift, because that's the closest fight we have going on right now, as David Rommel is not DNF'd. His car has been weird. I've noticed him doing that a couple times where it says he's DNF'd, but he hasn't. As Long Dick Style is off again. Oh no, Daddy Long Dick. Why? Why Long Richard? Sir Richard Long. You got the style, but you haven't quite got the control. Maybe if he was Daddy Short Dick, he'd be a little bit better at controlling the car. Maybe it's too long and it's getting in the way of his pedals. Straight to DVD.
God damn it! I keep
Welcome to Straight to YouTube. Rookie Split B here at Charge.
But your audience is only
unrated DVD cut. None of that. None of that Twitch puritanical shit here. as
This
Namurai
is
has
not
joined.
a Christian server.
This is not a Christian server. Namurai has joined, I believe, probably just as an observer, so we can watch these guys battle. Redshift's pulling out the gap a little bit, and Harlan is closing in as well. And Insane Annie looks to have had an off. That's a shame from Insane Annie. Oh no, that's a very bad angle to rejoin. He's done a donut. Oh no.
He waited for them to
I don't know. I don't think he did. Oh, and Insane Annie has got grass and hot tires, and he's
because it looks a little bit deceiving from this angle, but when you actually went into the track, he was pointing to the rear of the cars passing by already.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. As Nazim is catching up on Bosclogs, that'll be a great recovery from Nazim. There's a backwards car at the back. That's Gavino Grafoni again. Gavino, gotta do some more practice for next week, dude. You can't spin the car every 2 laps. Nazim's done a really, really good job catching up from his earlier punt from Harlan, which will, of course, be fully reviewed by the stewards.
That's something that the rookies cannot forget. We have stewarding.
Yeah, and it's like, we see everything that you do. It's being live broadcasted with commentary, with commentators who will roast you if you mess up. We save the replays, like, you don't get away with it.
Yeah, and if you're bad enough, I don't know. I don't want to incentivize people by saying something like this, but I would make you a meme just like Maldonado.
Oh my god. As Nazim is still fighting with Buzzclogs. Oh, my cat is still annoying me. Hello, Simrace Cat. Do you have a word for YouTube?
Put me in the car.
Put me in the car. No, Luna is terrified of cars. She does not like going in cars. She likes sitting on humans' laps and eating cat treats, and that's about it.
Oh.
Nazim is still really close to Buzzclogs as we come down to what will almost certainly be the second to final lap. Penultimate lap. Let's go. Come on, Nazim. I'm rooting for Nazim. Nazim's my favourite driver of the day.
Yeah, super clean.
Redshift is fast, but he's got a mistake in him. Harry Air was very good too, but he was again had a little bit of a whoopsie in set 1. I think Nazim has been a really, really clean driver today, and I think he's been a bit unfairly treated as Buzzclogs gets a slide on, but he loses it. Oh, and Nazim kind of powers through him there. I'm not sure if he could have avoided that, but that might be one to be reviewed by the stewards. I'm not sure if Buzzclogs could have saved that. I'm not sure if Nazim either couldn't avoid that or he powered through him. We'll have to see. Looks like Pedro Oliveira's picked up some trouble as well. Redshift still only 1.5 seconds ahead of Harry Air, so he's not dominating this race. I think since his spin, he's just decided just to keep it slow. And you see how much his car is sliding there. I think maybe his setup's a bit too aggressive, or he's got some really worn tyres. This will almost certainly be the final lap. A 134.9, which is not the fastest, considering he was doing 38s. He was more than a second faster.
Someone coming out of the pits?
Yeah, I'm not sure who that is.
It's PC?
We'll find out. I'm not sure who that is. It's fucking Namurai. Why is Namurai driving? Hang on.
Wait.
Hang on.
Is this really happening? I'll just use the last lap of the rookie who split this.
Yeah, that's not really appropriate. It's not really fair to these guys.
Yeah. It's kind of like Chloe joining for the reverse grid.
Well, no, at least he's actually in the race.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know what? Fyodor's in the chat. I'm sure it's fine. But I don't condone coming out the pits. Anyway, Long Dick Style is off. Oh, no. Again, I'm catching all the crashes today.
And he buries it in the wall.
Oh, poor Long Dick Style. Oh, come on. No, he's facing the wrong way. What is he doing? He's driving the wrong way.
Come on, spin it around.
What is he doing? And Long Dick Style heads back to the pits. That's going to be a DNF. As Redshift facing a little bit of traffic here, but he is going to take victory in the reverse grid race 2. Well done to Redshift. Looks like he's trying to pit maneuver this Volvo. As Harrier
Result.
takes second and Harlan takes third after a difficult start to the race. So well done to Redshift, winning both races today. I'm sure, pending any unlikely penalties, he will be today's overall winner. Let's just see who's bringing up the rear. We have Captain Trips going to take 4th place after another good race. He's been pretty clean, stayed out of trouble. Nazim also has had a pretty good race. Bozclogs, despite his little off earlier, is going to take 6th. I'm just going to let this run. I'm going to go and get ready for the Pro Split race. So it's been me, your boy Flat Daddy, and Pikaroshu commentating on the Rookie Split B. I'm going to mute my microphone and leave this to finish.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
See ya.